So people will periodically ask me about Marvel Snap, and they will want to know if I play it or if I'm gonna play it, or tell me what a great game it is. And I didn't have the best experience with Marvel Snap. I got into it during beta. I played it religiously. I played it like every day for like, I don't know how long it was in beta, like 3 months. That sounds about right. And I made it a part of my lifestyle, and it wasn't very rewarding. I didn't like that there were no like thematic decks. Like you couldn't build like an X-Men deck and have that do something cool. You had to just kind of piece cards. It was more about the cards and not about Marvel at all. It was like a really basic collectible card game where you have very little player agency, and it's a minimum $10 buy-in every month. And it was like a Marvel coat of paint. It wasn't like Marvel. You weren't learning anything about the Marvel universe by playing the game. It wasn't going to teach you anything other than, you know, card game mechanics, but very basic ones at that. I mean, I come from the days of playing Magic the Gathering with, you know, really deep rule sets. And I even like the customizable card games that are more complex than Magic. I like more rules, not less. Snap has very few of them. Anyways, I saw this video pop up on my timeline and get over 100,000 views. It's by Kyle Bosman. I've watched one of his videos before, but he says, I have to delete Marvel Snap. And this is like one of the first, I think I made a negative video on Marvel Snap, a couple of them, because I'm a negative guy. And Kyle here made a negative video, and I'm curious whether he's going to kind of notice the things. I felt alone. I honestly felt like I was the only one, and I didn't want to be the only one out here saying negative things about something that so many people seem to be enjoying. God forbid that I be the guy to, you know, convince you that this game sucks or what. I didn't want to do that. It is a predatory mobile game. The microtransactions are very sneaky. It's definitely designed to kind of lead you down a rabbit hole of like just one more unlock, just one more loot box. It's laden with loot boxes. It might not be the worst predatory mobile game in the history of time. Marvel Strike Force is certainly worse, but I don't know. It's really obtuse. I know they just put out a new addition to it that gives you a little more player agency than none, but I feel like it's just another avenue for their whales and krakens to kind of spend a insane amount of money unlocking all the cards day one, because that's what you need to do. If you really want all the cards in Marvel Snap, there's no way to buy them. So you can't just like put down $200 and own all the cards. You have to go through like this random process of raising like your Marvel Snap level and opening these loot boxes over and over and over and over again until maybe you get the card that you've been looking for. And it's pretty scummy in my opinion. I didn't like it, and that's why I ultimately stepped away from it. But let's see what Kyle has to say.
My best friend is Sonic the Hedgehog.
I guess that's one thing to say about it.
It was last Saturday on a live stream when I tried Marvel Snap for the first time.
This is a free-to-play card battle game. I have low expectations.
I figured it'd be a fun little stream. Let's look at some cards. Let's win some, let's lose some, let's move on. I ended up playing the game for most of that stream.
It was too good.
When that stream was over, when it's late at night and I'm supposed to be winding down after a long, strenuous day of playing video games, I said to myself, I should play more Marvel Snap. I downloaded the app onto my phone. I have since then dipped into Marvel Snap for 15 hours and 45 minutes, which is a lot. It's a lot, especially considering the matches are usually no longer than 3 minutes long. It's too much. I've decided today it's not good for me. I need to delete this app.
Yeah, I mean that's what I came to too. Except I don't know if I put in 15 hours or if I put in like 30 hours. I may have doubled that, which is crazy. Like when we were kids and you put 30 hours into a game, you beat it, or you were like halfway done with it. But that's like the thing with Marvel Snap is I knew it was going to be like a lifestyle. And I didn't want another lifestyle. I'm already doing Marvel Strike Force. God knows I'm already doing Marvel Strike Force. I couldn't do another one. It was just like too much. And the game wants you to play it nonstop. You're like always unlocking. And then at a certain point, you stop getting new cards. And then you're just hoping to get a new card. And that's just really, it's really annoying. And it's not fun. Like the fun wears off. And then it just like wants you to keep going anyways. Hey, you're not having fun anymore? Well, keep playing anyways, because, you know, this card that keeps beating you will unlock someday.
And I'm not here to say this game is manipulative or this game is addictive. I simply don't like who I turn into when I play this game. So to sort of explain this, let's look at God of War in contrast. Been playing God of War Ragnarok. I'm loving this game so far. We could talk about that on another day. But one thing I'll say is that as you're playing through this game, you can feel it coaxing you. There's a lot of coaxing going on throughout God of War Ragnarok. It feels like every new turn, you can feel the hands and the breath of the developers shoving you toward your goal along this adventure. The game simply wants you to succeed. It wants you to win. And that's okay in this case, because God of War Ragnarok is a Disneyland ride. It's good. It's a sad, scary Disneyland ride. I'm happy to be there. Something like Marvel Snap, there's no coaxing. The game wants a winner and a loser. It can't coax us both. And so there must be somebody who wins and somebody who loses, and they both have to be humans. And this is where Bad Kyle comes in. So there's a couple of things you must know about Marvel Snap, and
I think I know where he's going with this, and I agree. I just don't have this mentality. Me as a longtime gamer, just some background information. I think I got my first game system when I was like, God, I want to say like 6, like crazy young. Like I had an Atari, an original. No. Sorry, no. I started before Atari. I had a Pong machine. I legit had a Pong machine. I was probably one of the few kids to actually have a Pong machine. And then I had an Atari. Then I had a ColecoVision. You know, I was pretty early into getting a Nintendo when those came out. I didn't do this Sega Master System. But yeah, I've just been gaming for such a long time. A long time. And that makes me like other people who play video games. I like people who play video games. I like having a channel where I talk to other people who play video games. When I say Pong, you don't think about some new version of Pong. You remember the old version of Pong with like the little controller with the wheel on it, and you had to tune your channel, the TV to like UHF channel 3 or whatever to get the thing to come through on the coaxial cable. I like these. I like you people. I like people who remember the things that I remember, who played, you know, I think when the first time I played Final Fantasy, it was like just mind blowing. Like there was a game like that available. And that's kind of what led me, you know, Final Fantasy, my love of that turn-based role-playing game led me to, you know, now playing Marvel Strike Force primarily. And that's still very much the kind of game that I love. That's the kind of game that I like. Marvel Snap is not that game. And what Kyle's talking about here, it puts you into this like competitive mindset. And yeah, I don't like it either. I honestly don't like it either. When I play Marvel Snap, I usually try to divorce myself from the win-lose aspect of that and just try to accomplish my daily goals. But when I would try to accomplish my daily goals, sometimes those goals would be to win. So then that gets me competitive. But more than that, it was pointless. Like, okay, I'm going to do my daily goals so I can get my daily gold and credits to unlock the cards, to do more daily goals so that I can unlock cards I don't even know why anymore, but I need to do my daily goal. It just became a chore list. And not a fun one at that. So when you take away the competitive aspect, when you refuse to be competitive in Marvel Snap, it like kind of punishes you. And that's when I was done with it. I uninstalled as well.
The way that its progression is structured. You as a user have two different levels. One is your collection level. This will affect which players you're matchmade against, and it's the only consistent way to get random new cards. It would be a nice, sweet game if that was it, but there's the cubes. This resets every season and gives you some little rewards for winning consistently. You can't buy cubes. You get those exclusively from winning games. When you win a game, you get 2 cubes. When you lose a game, you lose 2 cubes. If you quit a match that you're probably going to lose, you only lose half the amount of cubes. You're actually incentivized to quit. And it says you escaped instead of you lose. So you feel better about quitting. Escaped. But then...
It's like rage quit the game. If you enjoy rage quitting, play Marvel Snap.
There's the titular snaps. If you believe you are guaranteed to win, you can double down. You can snap. You click on the cube, and now the winner will receive 4 cubes, and the loser will lose 4 cubes. And then if your opponent then decides that they are going to win, in fact, they can counter snap, and now 8 cubes are on the line. What is hard for me to explain to you is the psychological impact of a snap. Of some stranger on the internet playing the same game I am at this moment, saying to me, I think I'm going to win. And I want more cubes. I flare up. I see red. And the thing is, it's the name of the game. You're supposed to snap. And cube levels, they don't even matter that much. It's okay. Who cares? I do. I care so much. You think...
I didn't care at all. This wasn't my problem. I gotta be honest. I find this a little hilarious. I would have arbitrary times when I would snap or not snap or retreat or whatever. I would just break it down to like math, basically. I kind of would keep track of my percent to win at any time. When I would jump above like 70% to win, I would snap. If I knew I was only like 30% to win, I would retreat. And that was pretty much it. I played it like a damn computer. And that's what I didn't like about it. It sounds like it turned Kyle into like an aggro, elite gamer mentality. It turned me into a fucking computer where like I'm just trying to get my daily shit done. And like I know what he's talking about as far as raising your season rank. I could give a shit less. There was nothing on it. There was no incentive to do it. It wasn't like, now if at the end of the track they had the season card, well, then I would have been incentivized, and then maybe I would have become an elite gamer and actually got into the game, but it wasn't there. I think at the end of the track, it's just like a different card back. And I didn't care about the card backs. I wanted to make decks, but the decks that I would make were ones where the win-lose conditions were very clear. So it's like within the first couple of rounds, I would know with my deck, I was going to win. Just for if you played Marvel Snap, I would play primarily towards the end. I was playing a Hela deck. And what you do with the Hela deck is you discard all your cards. You just discard, you play cards, you just discard everything. You discard high cost cards, just discard. And then the last card you play is Hela. And what Hela does is she summons all the cards that you discarded. So basically, if I was able to play to like turn 3 or 4 and discard about like 4 cards, and I had Hela in my hand, snap, and I have won. Now, if you think you can beat me with that kind of advantage, and some people did, great. But most of the time, that was like 70 to 80%, maybe even 90% to win. And then I would just play that percentage and just play it like a damn computer. And, it just wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun the way I was doing it. Was Kyle having fun? Let's find out.
You're going to beat me right now with these cards? I will snap you right back. And that's why I need to.
You see, that was the brilliance, though, of the Hela deck, is that it looked like I was losing and a fucking idiot. That's what I loved about it the most, was the psychological element of it. Like, that I found kind of fucking funny, that like you're watching this guy play. He's discarding his whole hand. He hasn't played anything. He's barely played any fucking cards. All the cards he's playing have very low, power. What the fuck is going on? Unless you knew the holodeck and knew what I was on about, you would have snapped me back. We would be at 8 cubes easily, especially when I was playing it in beta and there weren't even any videos about which decks were best. Like, oh, it was great.
Delete the game is that I am unable to detach my ego from Generous Locksmith, which is my automated username. I didn't even come up with that. 16 hours of a free-to-play card game. It's not great, but it's also, if you're having a great time, who's to judge? The problem here is that it is 16 hours of hateful judgment. When somebody snaps me and I end up defeating them, I am the worst. I grin. I laugh out loud. Often I will speak out loud. Get fucked, bozo. And every single time I will, without fail, mash the Kamala emote. The height of toxicity. I've already won.
God damn, Kyle, you were a piece of shit. This game really did turn this dude into a total piece of shit. I didn't give a fuck, man. Win or lose, just move on to the next game, because it was all about bulk. It was all about just playing as many times as possible to unlock all the achievements. Like, I don't even think I cared when I won. I didn't care when I won. I didn't care when I lost. It had like no effect on me. I think Kyle was right to delete the game. It obviously had a negative effect on him, and it had a strong effect on him, which means that he was going to be prone to dump his life savings into it. Whatever the fuck he needed to do to fuck that bozo, he would do it. It's the killer mentality. That's what they call the gamers like this. There's different types of gamers. We found this out when we did another reaction, and they actually categorize the different gamers. We have the killers, we have explorers, and we have social gamers. I think that was the 3 categories. There might have been a 4th one. I don't know. We'll have to go watch the video again. But I'm the explorer. I determined that by watching that video, like, I think, we all have all these parts to us when we play these games. But me, I just want to unlock all the shit. I don't want to beat you. I don't give a shit about any of that. I just want to unlock all the cards and make decks. And I don't care if it wins or if it loses. I just want to have cool shit and play with it. That's all I want to do. And then the social gamer is the one that really gets into emotes, meeting people. They almost want to talk more than they want to fucking play. And you would think with the YouTube channel that I might be that guy, but I'm really not that guy. I just kind of want to help other people like me unlock the cool shit. I want to help you get, like, unlimited gold. I want to help. And that's what I tried to do with Snap. I was like, oh, here's how you get the most credits. Oh, here's how you beat this the best way. Like when I do Dead by Daylight coverage, that's what I do too. I'm like, ooh, here's how, like, you beat these challenges in the most efficient way possible to get the most blood points. Like, that's the kind of stuff that kind of excites me about content creation and helping people, is that helping people, not crushing people. Goddamn, Kyle, fucking spamming emotes, motherfucker. Go on with your bad self.
I already got your cubes, but I want you to feel bad now. So deck building and working on combos is inherently fun. That stuff's fun. Okay. Incrementally upgrading your cards builds this attachment to each of them.
Does it though? No. Dude, upgrading your cards is like the lamest shit. Like, I don't know, past like the first upgrade that like frame breaks, like the one he's showing here, where like the graphic gets cooler. It gets a little more shiny. I don't know. It fucking sucks. It doesn't make the card better. You can't upgrade the cards and make them better, which was my problem. Like, I want to upgrade the cards and make them, I want them to do shit. I want to unlock powers or something. I don't know. They doesn't do any of that shit. It's all cosmetic upgrades, and it's just a really boring slog, and I don't know. And the theory crafting is there, but really there's like, at any given time, there's a handful of decks that are meta, And either you can build them or you can. If you can build them, then you're going to do well. And if you don't, then you're not. And I don't know. It's not fulfilling on that level. And you can't do anything that fucking out of the box.
I really love that, but
it has a really small fucking box is what I'm trying to say. Some games have a really big box and you can do shit that developers had no, and maybe Snap will get to that point. Like Magic is awesome because Magic the Gathering, the card game, has been going for like 40 to fucking 30 years now or something. And if you play Legacy where every card other than, a few banned ones are permissible and can be used, there's shit you can do they have no idea you can do because it's some card from the fucking 90s interacting with some card that came out yesterday. And some of the cards have, front and back to them and descriptions that go on forever. And there's just all these weird kind of interactions you can put together. It's really intense, right? Snap, what the fuck can you do? There's like 12 fucking cards. I don't know, man. It's just a really shallow game in my opinion.
If this was a single player game, I wouldn't have played it for 16 hours. The most joy I derive from Marvel Snap is from hurting other humans, taking their cubes, and hoping they feel dumb afterward. Logical Kyle, the one who is talking to you right now, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He's happy to play God of War Ragnarok and defeat the AI. It's bad Kyle, the one who stays up until 7 a.m. in bed playing this game. He's the one who feeds off of causing pain in others. He's a risk. So I'm not at all saying this is a bad game. I'm not at all saying that people who like this game are bad. I'm saying that
my chat all wants to meet bad Kyle. We're like, okay, Kyle, let's see him. Let's do it. Bring him out. Bring out the footage. I want to see the footage of maniacal fucking evil Kyle. I guess we got to go turn into his Twitch feed for that, but I'm into that.
I don't like bad Kyle, and this game enables him. So, for my health, and as a net gain to all the Marvel Snap players with...
I like this, though. I really like that Kyle acknowledged this about himself and made a video about this and put it out here. I've been saying this for a long time that we don't need this kind of toxic shit in our games. And I think it's really cool that he acknowledged it happening, doesn't like it, and is backing away. The game's not that good. If the game was more fun, then I'd be like, well, maybe it's not so bad to be evil Kyle a little bit, right, Kyle? But since the game is like this predatory mobile game that isn't really, like, there's no reward to it. Like, it sounds like the reward he was getting, and he hasn't really said anything else as far as what he was getting out of the game. He wasn't like, oh, the mechanics are really interesting or any of that, or, oh, the graphics were so unbelievable. He's like, my primary reason for playing this game was that I like to rub it in the face of other assholes. I like to take this guy and fucking crush him. That was my enjoyment. And I think that says a lot about the game, in that if you're not enjoying that aspect, you're not going to enjoy the game. Like, that is the primary draw of the game. Like, make no mistake about Marvel Snap, guys. The reason why Marvel Snap is going to be successful, if it's going to be successful, is drawing in players like Kyle, who are more than happy to indulge this side of their personality and indulge the game by giving it hundreds of dollars a month. I don't know if they're going to take thousands of dollars a month, but definitely $100. I saw when I was playing that if I had evil Kyle's mentality, I would happily give it $100 a month so that I could be King Asshole and destroy everyone with my all the cards. Be able just to have all the fucking cards. And yeah, no, my chat is pointing out too, Marvel Snap's about to get a lot worse. People think it's going to get better, but I see the writing on the wall. I watched the fucking announcement that happened yesterday where they're like, oh, we're going to give you player agency and now you can unlock whatever card you want. And now we're going to make ultra rare Series 4 cards and even more rare Series 5 cards. How much do you think the Series 5 cards are going to cost, which are going to be the best cards in the game? The Series 5 cards are going to be the cards that evil Kyle wants so that he can fucking crush you underneath his heel as much as he wants with the Series 5 cards. Like, you can fucking bet all the best decks in the game are going to require Series 5 cards. And I know from the way that cards get unlocked in Marvel Snap, that's potentially $100 a month. Like, all they have to do to monetize Marvel Snap heavily is to put out a new set of Series 5 cards or Series 6 cards or whatever fucking carrot, however far the carrot they want to put it on the stick even further out. That's all it's going to take to make a shit ton of money off of people like Evil Kyle. And I'm glad he stepped away from it. I think it's really, really positive.
Stupid decks and bad strategies. I am going to delete my account tonight. Here we go. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, they make this easy. You know what? Let me just look at my cards one last time. Let me look at that shiny name Pixel Cable one more time. He's so cool. And shiny name Devil Dinosaur.
I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this video. This video looks fucking funny, and I don't want you to miss it. I don't want to take views away from Kyle. So I'm going to put his link down below. Make sure you click on that and watch the rest of that. Just one more note about this. I never actually deleted my account. I think that would have been difficult for me. What I did is I took advantage. I upgraded my phone, and I just never reinstalled it. That's the trick, guys. If you ever want to break away from one of these predatory games, what you have to do, what I found worked best, was when I upgraded my phone, I just didn't go through the trouble of porting my account over to the new phone. I let the old phone die, and my account's on there. Whatever. That's how I did it. That's how I broke free. All right, everybody. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, comment down below, and grave diggers keep digging.
But myself keeps slipping.